literally gods, because the government wants them here to drive down wages, to bankrupt the society, and to become a political force to pull the lever for gun control and open borders and higher taxes. It is a lawless government. They won't follow the state or federal law. They won't follow the drunk driving laws. The police don't enforce. But citizens, you take a photo of your 5-year-old daughter in a bathing suit at the pool, and you take it to Walmart or some other place, they've been told, get me a SWAT team, bring in the pedophile units. And here come the pot-bellied CPS, and they're ready for your kids that night. They're going to enjoy themselves. Texas Commission on Youth, giant rape rooms, every facility raping kids. Giant pedophile guild. They look at those kids in a bathing suit, and they go, take them. I want them right now. They're going to be mine. And that's who they are, and they run everything, and they've got the automatic weapons, and they rule. That's the end of it. And they're going to take your bank accounts. They're going to take everything else you got because they feel like it. You have a lawless criminal government. There's no law against this gun show. We don't care. We're shutting it down. There's a law against illegals drunk driving. We're not enforcing. Because we're your criminal government, and we rule you, and we decide what to do. More calls straight ahead. But it says the pictures show the child in a swimsuit playing in a wading pool. And it says in one photo, part of the girl's hip can be seen. Oh, that's it.
News at noon. We're covering some breaking news out of the Texas State Capitol.
Shots fired at the Texas State Capitol. No injuries reported immediately, but they do say one person is in custody. That's your live picture right now from the downtown tower cam. Front steps of the Capitol there. They're reporting 6 DPS cars responded to that area, and legislative offices told to lock their doors and stay inside. We have Angie Woodring on the phone now, a witness that was at the Capitol when this allegedly occurred. Angie, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, yeah, we had just been inside the Capitol building, had just walked over to the visitor center to look around. We walked out of the visitor center and suddenly heard 5 or 6 distinctive shots and saw security rush a gentleman on the front of the state Capitol steps and then tell everybody to get away, and people were running, and they were not letting anybody in or out now. And then about 5 minutes after we saw the security officers warn the gentleman on the front steps.
Babylon system is the vampire.
Well, shots fired at the Texas Capitol, just a few miles from where I am. I'm dispatching some camera crews down there right now. I'm going to need to clear the phone lines. I apologize to those patiently holding. You'll be able to call back in and get to the front of the line. Tessa, Larry, Matt, Bob, write their names down, and they'll be able to call back in after I open the phones up specifically for any eyewitnesses that are our listeners or anyone at the Capitol. I know a lot of legislative aides are listeners. I know a lot of our listeners work downtown in and around the Capitol. 1-800-259-9231. The bombing of the governor's mansion was clearly a staged event. All the evidence in hindsight, we weren't sure at the time, points towards that. I've told you, I believe, a false flag. I said this, 3 weeks ago, when it came out that federal agents were trying to provocateur people into firebombing Brave New Books, trying to connect it into 9/11 truthers. Then groups connected into those same organizations. The media tried to say that they were involved in firebombing the governor's mansion. And did they get some mentally ill person to go do this? God only knows. Or is it just a crazy person? Thank God no one was injured. No one was injured. Shots fired at Texas Capitol, Austin, Texas. Texas State Police said one person is in custody after gunshots were fired on the south steps of the Texas Capitol. They're going to use this to pass anti-gun bills. You just watch. Luckily, no injuries are reported. More than a half dozen Texas Department of Public Safety cars descended on the Capitol Thursday. Yeah, they're already there. Afternoon, and officers toting rifles surrounded the building. The officers were in the process of securing the Capitol's 3rd floor around noon. So, said Tristan Leicestershire police communications operator. The building is in lockdown, and the suspect is in custody. DPS spokesman Lisa Block said, a witness said he heard at least 4 shots fired. This is now all over the national media. I've told you, look for false flag attacks. We told you the flu thing was fake. That's now admitted mainstream media. A giant fear-mongering, federalization, UN, globalization, profit drill. We've told you so many of these events are staged. We don't know about this one at this time. But the first report came out about 52 minutes ago, and the latest report came out about 15 minutes ago from KXAN. So we're continuing to monitor that situation. Shots fired at the Texas Capitol building. Remember when somebody drove a gasoline truck into the California building, California State House? You didn't really ever hear much about that because it looked like it was a real event. If this is staged, they'll hype it to the stars. But 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. If we don't get any eyewitnesses, we're going to hold the lines open for Tessa, Larry, Matt, Bob, and others that we're patiently holding. 1-800-259-9231. It'll only take a few dozen of these type of events to try to scare government into going along with the police state, just like an underwear bomber has been used to say everybody's got a naked body scan to fly and all the courthouses are going to get it. A real attack, that's not going to stop somebody from going up against a Capitol or a courthouse. It'll just stop somebody from sneaking one in. Everybody can't be treated as if they're guilty and lose their Second Amendment because there's a few nuts out there. And with so many of these events, it is staged. But they're also forcing the population, more and more people, into this mindset. 1-800-259-9231. We can also take local calls, 512-646-1776, 512-646-1776, specifically for people who are eyewitnesses to this situation. We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.